Voodoo. Vodun, sometimes called voodoo, originates from West Africa, particularly in Benin, Togo, and Ghana. It's a complex spiritual tradition involving deities, ancestor worship, and rituals to maintain harmony between the human and spirit worlds. Western colonial accounts painted Vodun as black magic, focusing on its animal sacrifices, spirit possession ceremonies, and use of charms. In some countries, it's been banned outright or driven underground, but in truth, Vodun is deeply tied to healing, justice, and community. Still, sensationalized media, from Hollywood films to tabloid news, continues to depict it as dark sorcery, creating fear and stigma. Santeria, or the Way of the Saints, is an Afro-Cuban religion rooted in the Yoruba faith of West Africa. Enslaved Africans brought their gods, known as orishas, to the Americas, blending them with Catholic saints to hide their worship from colonial authorities. Today, Santeria is practiced widely in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and among Afro-Latino communities in the United States. Its controversy lies in secrecy and animal sacrifice. In countries like the US, legal battles have erupted over whether these rituals should be protected under religious freedom or banned under animal cruelty laws. Despite this, Santeria remains a vital spiritual path for millions, offering healing, divination, and guidance, though always under the shadow of misunderstanding. Ifa, also known as Yoruba traditional religion, is one of the oldest and most sophisticated divination systems in the world, originating with the Yoruba people of Nigeria. At its heart is a vast oral scripture known as the Odu Ifa, containing thousands of verses on ethics, history, and spiritual wisdom. The main source of controversy? Its open polytheism and divination practices, which clash with dominant Christianity and Islam in West Africa. In some areas, practitioners have been accused of witchcraft, sometimes leading to violence or forced conversions. Still, Ifa has survived centuries of suppression and is now recognized by UNESCO as part of humanity's intangible cultural heritage. Yet, in many villages, the fear of public association with it remains. Zulu, traditional religion. In South Africa, the Zulu people maintain a vibrant system of ancestor veneration. Practitioners believe their ancestors act as intermediaries with the divine, offering blessings or punishment depending on the family's behavior. The controversy? Ritual animal slaughter. In many ceremonies, a cow, goat, or chicken is sacrificed to honor the ancestors, something deeply meaningful to believers but condemned by animal rights activists. In 2012, a major legal dispute in South Africa centered on whether these sacrifices should be protected as cultural heritage or restricted under animal welfare laws. The ruling favored the Zulu tradition, but the debate remains heated. Rastafarianism. Though often associated with Jamaica, Rastafarianism has deep African connections, especially in Ethiopia and parts of southern Africa. Followers view Ethiopia as the spiritual homeland, revere Emperor Haile Selassie, and reject many aspects of Western culture or Babylon. Controversy arises mainly from its religious use of cannabis, which is considered a sacrament. In many African nations, this has led to police crackdowns, arrests, and bans on gatherings. Some governments also view the movement's rejection of political authority as a threat, especially during times of unrest. Despite this, Rastas continue to preach unity, African identity, and spiritual liberation. Bwiti. Bwiti is practiced mainly in Gabon and Cameroon by the Fang and Mitsogo peoples. It's a syncretic faith that blends ancestor worship with elements of Christianity, often involving all-night ceremonies, music, and chanting. Its most controversial aspect is the ritual use of iboga, a psychoactive root bark. Followers consume it to experience visions, heal trauma, and connect with the spiritual realm. Iboga is illegal in many countries due to its hallucinogenic effects, and health authorities warn of medical risks. Yet for Bwiti practitioners, iboga is sacred medicine, not a drug. The clash between spiritual use and modern drug laws has made Bwiti both fascinating and forbidden in the eyes of outsiders. Witchcraft-based practices. This category is not a single religion, but a set of spiritual systems often grouped under witchcraft, a term that can mean very different things across Africa. In West Africa, juju may involve charms and rituals for protection or prosperity. In Southern Africa, sangomas are healers and diviners who use herbs, ancestral guidance, and spiritual insight to help communities. But alongside these respected traditions, there's a darker reputation tied to something known as muti killings, which are ritual murders to obtain human body parts for magical purposes. While rare and widely condemned by practitioners themselves, such cases grab headlines and fuel public fear. Governments have passed harsh anti-witchcraft laws, but these often target innocent healers as much as actual criminals. Kimbanguism. Kimbanguism began in the Democratic Republic of Congo in the 1920s, founded by Simon Kimbangu, who claimed to have healing powers and a divine mission. The movement mixed Christian teachings with African spiritual traditions, emphasizing moral purity, prophecy, and African self-rule. Colonial authorities saw Kimbanguism both religious heresy and political rebellion. Kimbangu was arrested and imprisoned for life, and his followers were persecuted. Today, Kimbanguism is officially recognized and has millions of adherents, but in its early years, it was considered so dangerous that merely attending a service could land you in prison. What unites these 8 traditions in controversy is not just their practices, but how they've been perceived by outsiders, especially during and after colonial rule. European missionaries and administrators often labeled African religions as superstition or devil worship, justifying suppression in the name of civilization. Today, the tension continues. In some countries, these religions are protected under cultural heritage laws. In others, they're persecuted under anti-witchcraft or public morality laws. The media still leans toward fear over understanding. These traditions are living reminders that Africa's spiritual heritage is vast, diverse, and powerful. Controversial? Yes, but also deeply meaningful to millions who see in them a connection to the divine, the ancestors, and the mysteries of life itself. Thanks for watching. See you next time.